Guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. 5 years had passed since the end of the Tournament of Power, in which all the universes were in absolute peace. Nevertheless, old gods had been eliminated by Zeno-sama in the same way, had returned to life thanks to the desire that Android 17 had asked the Dragon Balls. At that time, the great Zeno-sama had granted Goku the position of Supreme Destroyer God, but Goku with his friendly personality would reject it immediately. However, it was convincing him that since the same Daishinkan-sama was going to offer him a great training, when he is able to overcome the power of both guardians of Zeno-sama, this would excite too much to the Saiyan, which accepted with the only condition of not destroying planets where beings of good heart inhabit. With that condition is the only one that I will become the Supreme God of Destruction. Alright, I accept your condition, my friend Goku. But this didn't please both guardians, who did not believe that a mere mortal would put conditions on a king at all. That miserable mortal doesn't deserve the position of Supreme Destroyer God. Thank you very much, friend. And tomorrow, I'll communicate with Daishinkan-sama to go to your palace. Alright, I trust you, friend. Goku would spend that day with all his family and loved ones, since the training that he would carry out would take a long time, because to be named a Supreme God, he had to be able to face all the gods at the same time and defeat them without any difficulty. On that day, Goku would eat his favorite foods, and the next day, he'd say goodbye to all his family and would communicate telepathically with the great priest. Daishinkan-sama, I'm ready. Ready, Mr. Goku. I will go pick you up right now. Daishinkan at that moment opened a portal to planet Earth, arriving in a few seconds. I hope you're ready, Mr. Goku, because the training you will be doing is one of the most complicated trainings. I'm ready. I'll do what's necessary to increase my power and be able to protect my family. Goku and Daishinkan would arrive to the Kingdom of Everything. At the moment of arrival, Goku would greet both Zeno-samas. After talking for a few minutes, Goku was ready to perform his great training. Lord Goku, your first training will be to master the Ultra Instinct in its entirety and defeat the Guardians of Zeno-sama. Okay, Daishinkan-sama. At that moment, Goku and both Guardians would begin to train in the outskirts of the Kingdom of Everything. Both Guardians were not at all happy to have to train this mortal. However, they were the orders of great Zeno-sama, and after a few weeks of training, Goku was able to reach the Ultra Instinct, but he wasn't able to master it 100%. You have to try harder, since your power is still very low, so you'll never be able to be the Supreme Destroyer God. I'm trying my best, but you guys are too fast. I'm not able to keep up with you. After a few weeks, the Saiyan was able to reach the Ultra Instinct and dominate it at will. However, from that moment, his power began to have a slow increase of ki, that is, unlike before, which could overcome its limits with ease, this time he wasn't able to take his body beyond the limit. What's wrong with my body? Why can't I increase my powers anymore? What's wrong, Mr. Goku? Your process has slowed down considerably. Are you not comfortable with training of both guardians? I don't know what's wrong with my body. I can't increase my powers anymore. If I do, it's very minimal form. If you continue with this performance, I'm afraid to tell you that you won't be suitable for the position of the Supreme Destroyer God. I understand, Daishinkan-sama. Don't worry. Goku at that moment would accede to the Ultra Instinct, starting to train with both Guardians again. However, after one more month, Goku's power increased in a significant way. That's right, it seemed not to have increased at all. Daishinkan-sama, it seems that this is my limit as a Saiyan. I'm not able to do anything else. I understand, Mr. Goku. Don't worry, just tell Zeno-sama and I'll leave him on planet Earth right now. Goku at that moment would say goodbye to Zeno-sama and ask for an apology. But as Goku is the best friend of the King of Everything, nothing would happen. Zeno-sama would tell him not to worry, that this usually happens sometimes, but not to give up and continue training on planet Earth. Daishinkan at that moment would open a portal taking Goku back to his home. However, both Guardians were very upset because the Saiyan had made them lose their valuable time. When Goku arrived to planet Earth, he was very thoughtful in questioning why his power was not increasing as before. So at that moment, Goku was going to the planet of Beerus, where he felt the key of Vegeta to ask him about the limits of the Saiyan race. Goku would use his teleportation, arriving quickly.
"Hello, Mr. Mr. Beerus. Have you been all this time?" "Oh, but it's Mr. Goku. I understand that the High Priest was going to be in charge of training him. What happened?"
Knowing Goku's potential, he's already mastered all the techniques that the High Priest taught him. That's why he's the most powerful warrior in the Universe 7. Goku at that moment, a little sad, would deny everything Beerus said.
"I'm sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Beerus, but it's not like that. It didn't happen. But since I was able to master the Ultra Instinct, my power didn't increase as before."
Beerus at that moment would be very surprised, since it seemed that Son Goku's power had reached its limit, and wouldn't be able to increase it in the great way he used to. But at that moment, an incredible power would be felt all over that place. That's right, the great power belonged to the Saiyan Vegeta, who had accessed Ultra Ego. I felt your key, but I didn't think it was you. Your key is very weak compared to before. Are you hiding it?
"No, Vegeta, that's why I'm here. I don't know what happened, but I'm no longer able to increase my power."
Vegeta at that moment would be surprised that he would even return to his base state. What did you say? It can't be possible. The power of a Saiyan knows no limits. I thought by training with the High Priest you'd be able to reach an amazing level.
Well, Mr. Goku is telling us it seems hard to believe, but it seems to be the reality.
Something must be going on with your Saiyan cells, because I'm even now able to increase my power much faster than before. Goku, much more depressed, would return to planet Earth trying to understand everything that was happening. However, after all this had a logical explanation. So it is, in the 5 years that had passed, the 6 ancient gods had been commissioned to investigate how it was that they came back to life. Realizing the incredible power of Son Goku, that he had been able to master an angelic technique at such a young age, the most powerful god of the 6 had the order to seal the advance of the Saiyan. At the moment, he had reached the Ultra Instinct to not raise suspicions, even manipulating the Guardians to damage his energy veins at the same time of training. It seems that everything is going perfectly. A Saiyan named Goku is no longer able to increase his power. With the seal that we have put on him, and even the Zalama dragon will be able to help him. I think this is excellent. That Saiyan was the only K1 capable of doing something against us, since he is able to increase his power quickly. Returning to planet Earth, one of the ancient gods were flying over the planet and without warning would charge a gigantic attack, which would be able to reduce the Earth to simple cosmic dust. Goku, realizing such a bestial attack, would quickly access the Ultra Instinct, and using a large part of his power, was able to deflect such overwhelming power. But the explosion created would be felt by the deities of Universe 7, even by Vegeta, which would quickly head towards the planet Earth, which was the place where the power came from.
"Who the hell are you? And why do you want to destroy the planet Earth?"
So you are the Saiyan that reached the Ultra Instinct. I thought you were on the planet of the useless Beerus, but I will have some fun with you. Toe at that moment would begin to move at an overwhelming speed, starting to give a rain of blows to the Saiyan, who was able to dodge each one of his blows with great difficulty. Well, even though you have sealed the advance of your power, you're still a very powerful being.
"What do you mean? You've sealed my power? What do you mean you..."
Wow, so you still don't know. I'll explain it to you quickly. We are the ancient gods, or better known as the rebel gods. We were erased by the kings of everything. But about 5 years ago, we came back to life.
Damn it! He came back to life because of the wish I made on the Super Dragon Balls. But tell me, why did they seal my power?
We ancient gods have thought of ending the life of every divine being, but you were the only hindrance, since your power increased in an amazing way, so we decided to seal it with the master of the Ultra Instinct.
Damn it, for that reason, I'm no longer able to increase my power. I swear that even with this power, I'll finish you off!
At that precise moment, the deities of Universe 7 would arrive and would quickly recognize Toa.
But what the hell? If you're Toa, the goddess destroyer of the Universe 5, how the hell are you here?
Well, if it isn't Beerus, the laziest god among the 18.
Beerus, annoyed, would throw himself against Toa. However, Toa, taking the battle much more seriously, began to exchange blows with Beerus, which Beerus would get hurt in exchange. While this was happening, Goku would tell what happened with his power to Whis, who would be very surprised by what Goku said. "Mr. Goku, what you have just told me is of utmost importance. If even the ancient gods feel your power, it's because you are destined to be an extremely powerful warrior. Avenge us." "What do you mean by that, Whis?" "That goddess is even more powerful than me. I know that even if we fight together, we have no chance of winning, but you will be the one to finish them off. I'll send you to Universe 6 to the planet Saldala." "No, Whis, wait!" Whis at that moment would send Goku to fly at an amazing speed, even being able to cross the universal barrier that existed between each universe. At that moment, Vegeta would access the Ultra Ego, releasing the power to the max. "I don't care that you're even more powerful than an angel. I'll not die without a fight." At that moment, Vegeta would communicate telepathically with Goku. "Kakarot, the most amazing warrior I've ever met. I hope that when this is all over, you'll revive us. I'll be training in the other world, and I want that battle that we never had." At that moment, Vegeta and Whis rushed against Toa, which without any effort, just with the life of each of them, including the planet Earth, at that time that Goku arrived at the planet Sadala, was unconscious and very badly injured. But Caulifa would find him, realizing that it was the Saiyan of Universe 7. "Wow, but if you're the old man of Goku, I don't know what you're doing here. But you're very serious. I'll help you heal your wounds so that you can train me." Caulifa would take the body of Goku, leaving that place. Caulifa had been able to find Goku, taking him with her. At that moment of arriving to Caulifa's lair, she would lie him down on a bed so that he would be able to heal all his wounds. However, at that moment, Kale would arrive, being very surprised to observe the most powerful Saiyan of the 12 universes in those terrible conditions. "Sister Caulifa, what happened to Mr. Goku? How is it possible that the most powerful Saiyan of the 12 universes is in that condition?" "I don't know, Kale, but the being that did this to him must be an extremely powerful subject, since he was able to defeat the old man Goku, and he has mastered a technique that even the gods wish to master it." "Sister, we better call Kaba. He must know what we can give to Mr. Goku so that he can recover." "Excellent idea, Kale. Go look for that good-for-nothing." Kale at that moment would go away at a great speed. That's right, all the warriors of the 12 universes at the end of the Tournament of Power had continued with their training to be able to be one of the strongest universes. So the strength, speed, and endurance of each of them had increased in an amazing way. At that moment, Kale would arrive accompanied by Kaba, which in the same way would be very astonished to realize the conditions that Goku was in. "What happened to Mr. Goku?" "We don't know, but we have tried to pass energy to him and his body rejects it. We want to know if you had some kind of medicine that could help him." "The only one that has that kind of medicine is Hit, a legendary assassin." "We were partners in the Tournament of Power, so I doubt he'll refuse to communicate with you, because if this old man dies, I won't be able to reach the Super Saiyan Blue." Kaba at that moment would start trying to communicate telepathically with Hit, succeeding in doing so. "What the hell do you want, Kaba? I haven't heard from you since the tournament ended 5 years ago." "Hit, please help us. We have Mr. Goku's body here on our planet and it's in a fatal condition. If we don't do something here, he'll die." Hit, just like everyone else, would be very surprised because Son Goku even surpassed his power. "At that very moment, I'm heading there." Hit was on a planet doing one of his jobs as a mercenary, so he killed the planet's boss with a lethal blow to the heart and quickly set off across the universe until he reached the planet of the Saiyans. "What happened to him? How could a being as powerful as Goku be left in this condition?" Hit would be taking out some spheres, something unusual. However, at that moment, he would eat them, being vain since Goku's body did not respond and he didn't be able to eat anything. "Damn it, it's my turn to give him the divine water." Hit at that moment would take out a beautiful bottle and would throw a large amount of water in the mouth of the Saiyan. "What was that, Hit?" "It is divine water, one that I've collected in one of my many missions. But this has been the best reward that I've obtained, since it is able to heal any wound, no matter what divine rank it possesses." At that moment, Goku began to vomit too much blood. That's right, being able to even stain the entire floor. However, after a few moments, Goku would be out of his combat again. "Hit, was that a good or a bad sign?" "I really don't know, Caulifa. It's the first time something like this has been happening." A few days would pass, however, Goku's body would show no signs of life. Meanwhile, in Universe 7, everything was totally destroyed. Or better said, everything was at a complete atom. Since there was no planets or galaxies, everything had been destroyed by Towa. How boring. I'd better go back to my other companions. I have nothing interesting to do in this place. Towa at that beginning of the moment would be at incredible speed, gathering in Universe 18, which was the most powerful of all. At the moment of arriving, a being of extremely intimidating appearance would stand in front of Towa. Towa, you have eliminated all of Universe 7, but have you eliminated the Saiyan? No, I haven't eliminated him, since the damn angel was able to send him to another universe. But we shouldn't worry, since his power is sealed. The guy named Akuma would expel a large part of his power, making Towa very nervous. That's right, the power he was releasing was amazing. Damn it, Towa. I warned you that with the Saiyan race you shouldn't trust. Right now I want you to go back and finish off that damn Saiyan. We can't fail this time. As you command, Akuma-sama. I'm so sorry. I'll finish off Son Goku quickly and come back. At that moment, Towa would return precisely to Universe 7 and begin to follow some trace of Goku's energy. But it would be useless since his ki had completely disappeared. Meanwhile, with Goku, he still didn't wake up, but his whole body began to be filled with a great amount of energy. That's right, without anyone noticing, Goku's body was accumulating an incredible power. Since the substances that Goku expelled from his body weeks ago was a demonic paradise, which infested and destroyed the energy veins of its bearer, leaving him completely useless in the battlefield. But when Hit granted him the divine water, he was able to expel every particle of the seal that the ancient gods had placed on him, starting his energy to run through his body normally. And even the power that before he had not been able to release with the training of Daishinkan and the Guardians this time was flowing. Returning to the ruins of Universe 7, Towa at that precise moment would feel a small essence of Goku's power. So, you're still alive. Apparently, you're a somewhat difficult subject to finish, but now with my own eyes, I'll witness your damn death. Towa at lightning speed would begin to move across the universe, being able to cross the universal barrel of Universe 7 to 6. At the time of doing so, would quickly reach the planet of the Saiyans, where the essence of Goku was even more powerful. So you are hiding in this damn place. Miserable mortal, your time to die has come. Towa, at that moment, with his great power, would be able to create a powerful dragon attack which was heading quickly towards the planet, but a powerful attack would be able to counter it. Mythical Dragon Killer. A similar dragon of power would come out of Hit's entire body, starting to collide with each other, but at that moment both attacks would scatter into thousands of lightning bolts. Wow. What do we have here? A being that proclaims himself as an assassin. How interesting. I don't want anything from you. If you want to give me the Saiyan hiding in that house, I'll leave without destroying anything. Not at all. So you're the one who left Goku in that condition. Because of him, I'll defeat you. Because thanks to him, we have all come back to life. Hit and Towa at that moment began a close battle which could not be seen a clear winner. However, the powerful assassin was overshadowed by the power of the goddess Towa, which in each exchange of blows increased much more in power, beginning to cause great damage to Hit. In a moment, Hit would be able to use his jump in time, taking a little distance and communicate telepathically with Caulifa. Caulifa and Kale, get out of this place. This goddess wants to kill Son Goku. It must be for an important reason. We can't let her kill him. Keep giving him this to him. Hit at that moment would throw the divine water at both girls, and at that moment, he would use time jump again, but at an extreme level which had taken away 50% of his current power, being able to send the three warriors far away from that planet. It doesn't matter if you finish me off. Goku is safe now. Damn worm, you're nothing compared to me, and you have been able to make me angry. I will play with you until you confess to me where you sent Son Goku. The three warriors had arrived to an inhospitable planet in which Caulifa would again make Goku drink the divine water, but this time nothing would happen. That's right, Goku would remain unconscious. Kale, I can't let him fight alone, because if he falls, all the beings of Universe 6 will fall with him. We must do something. I'm ready, sister. We'll become very powerful, and if we make the fusion, we'll be able to face him. Kale and Caulifla at that moment would make a fusion, giving birth again to Caulifa. and at a great speed would go towards the battlefield, observing Hit in a terrible condition. Unable to do anything, Caulifa at that moment would give him a great kick, when realizing that Towa had been able to cover herself in spite of attacking her from her blind spot.
Damn it, Caulifa. Even though you fused, you won't be able to do anything.
I don't care about that. I'm not going to run away like a coward while my capital is being completely humiliated.
You are a true Saiyan.
Hit and Caulifa at that moment would rush towards Towa, being able to give him a few blows. However, for the goddess, those blows wouldn't have any effect. Starting to attack in the same way, but the blows that she connected to both warriors caused an incredible damage. At that moment, Towa would increase power to 45%. I was never forced to use more than 50% of my power with you, but now I will finish with every planet in this universe, so that Son Goku will also die. Towa at that moment would begin to gather a great amount of energy. However, Hit and Caulifa would not be left behind, since at that moment both would launch an attack to prevent him to finish the charging of his definitive technique. However, each attempt would be useless. Divine Destroyer! Universal Annihilation! At that moment, a great sphere of energy would come out of Towa's hands and would take a form of a golden dragon. That's right, the attack was so powerful that even everything around him would be destroyed. Hit and Caulifa launched their most powerful techniques, but the dragon will pulverize them completely.
It seems that this has been our end.
If we have to die, we'll die together with the pride of a warrior. At that moment, that powerful dragon was about to hit them. At his back, he would hear a resounding
Hit from the heavenly dragon! Divine annulment!
At that moment, an incredible silver-colored dragon would be able to be observed. It would reduce Towa's powerful attack to simple atoms. But Goku's attack would not end, since the great dragon continued towards Towa, who at that moment was dodging it. Would be surprised to witness how the dragon would do the same and would hit her directly. And Towa had to use 70% of all her power to not be so affected by this incredible attack. Who the hell was it? A guardian angel? Since that attack was on an angelic scale. At that moment, you could see Goku's silver eyes with a very serious look.
Of course it wasn't an angel. It was me, a simple mortal.
This is impossible. Your power was sealed.
No matter what you do, this place will be your grave.
At that moment, Goku would return to watch Hit and Caulifa.
Thank you very much for taking care of me all this time. Now, take care of this simple goddess.
Towa was about to make a move, but at that moment, a great sword would fall from the sky, completely neutralizing her. Towa had been completely neutralized. That's right, Goku's power had increased in an amazing way. Towa, at that moment, would invoke hundreds of spears to kill Son Goku. However, Goku was able to dodge each one of the energy arrows.
No matter what you do, Towa, you won't have the power to finish me off. Even if I release my sword, you won't be able to do anything to me.
It doesn't matter what you do. I'll finish you off, you damn insect. Towa at that moment would expel so much power, being able to cause a great explosion with which he would be able to destroy the back, which had neutralized it. Towa at that moment, in spite of the dust raised, would rush against Goku, who was able to dodge each one of his blows without any difficulty. That's right, Goku had transcended the state beyond a god. Being able to dodge the attacks of the Destroyer God of Universe 15, Towa, furious at that moment, would throw a large sphere of energy, but Goku, only with stretching out one of his hands, would make it disappear. How is it possible that you've become so powerful in such a short time?
I have no explanation for what happened to me, but apparently the seal had been completely broken, and all the power that was sealed to me has returned. That's right, the power that I had gotten from Daishenkin-sama has returned.
This can't be happening. It must be a nightmare. Yes, that's right. It's a damn nightmare. No one has been able to break free from the Supreme Seal.
Remember that I'm the mortal who overcame the gods, and you are no exception.
Goku at that moment launched himself against Towa, starting to give him some excellent blows, being able to cause him incredible damage to each exchange. That's right, the roles had been completely reversed, since this time it was Goku who dominated the battle at all, and without any difficulty. That moment, in a slight more secluded place, the merger had ended, and would return to be Kale and Caulifa. How is it possible that Goku's old man has all this power? I don't know, Caulifa, but power is capable of killing us in a few seconds. I don't know, Hit. It looks like that woman just got a lot weaker.
She's still just as powerful. If we get out of this energy field that Goku created, we would be crushed just by her simple pressure. And looks like that woman is weak, since Goku's power surpasses her by dozens of times.
Goku would continue to humiliate Towa, to such an extent that Towa would choose to use 100% of all her power. I never thought I would use all 100% of my power, much less with a mere mortal, but I won't let you get away with it. Right now, I'll finish you off, and you'll beg me to end your life.
I want to see if you could do it. Since you can say 1,000 things, but you'll have the power to defeat me? Ha! I doubt it. You're no worse than an insect.
Towa was much more furious, would raise her power to the max, reaching 100% of all her power, and at that moment would throw herself against Goku, who in spite of the fact that Towa had increased her power to the max, was able to dodge a furitive blow. At that instant, Goku would begin to dodge each one of Towa's blows, and the only thing that made Towa more and more furious, was that he became more and more enraged.
Damn it, stay still! If you wanted me to stay still, I will. Let's see what you can do some damage with your best punch.
Towa at that moment would smile and charge all her power in her fist.
No, damn it. What are you supposed to do, Goku?
Towa's powerful punch would be able to hit Goku directly, creating a great chaos around him, since the power had been so much that even rocks around him had been destroyed by the simple slingshot of air created by the blow. I'm finally done with you. That's what you get for underestimating me, you bastard.
I can see you're capable of destroying entire universes with amazing ease, but you're not capable of destroying a single Saiyan.
Towa at that moment would take a few steps back, realizing that in front of her was a real monster who was capable of ending her life.
That expression was what I wanted to see. You're terrified, confused, or both. You don't know how long I waited for you to see that.
Towa, at that moment, would start to fly at a great speed trying to escape. Goku would remain standing at that place, but at that moment he would disappear in front of Towa and would collide with his chest.
Don't think you're destroying my universe that has no consequences. Now, I'll be the one to finish you.
Goku in that same instant would begin to give the beating of his life to Towa, which on this occasion was no longer able to defend herself. That's right, the power had increased in an incredible way. While the power of Goku was consistently increasing, Goku, after humiliating her after a few minutes, would throw a powerful attack which would send it throughout the universe.
That's enough!
Goku at that moment would stand in front of Hit, Caulifa, and Kale, and at that moment he would use teleportation and appear where Kaba was standing. Sir Goku has finally completely recovered. Goku at that moment would return to his base state, but this time he was much more serious because he knew that if he was confident, a much more powerful being would finish them off. Caulifa, since that battle, had been amazed with Goku.
Goku, do you know why those guys want to kill you? I don't know, Hit, but we must increase our powers to be extremely powerful beings.
At that moment, Goku, a little confused in the same way, would ask a few explanations of how he had arrived to the planet. Caulifa would explain everything that had happened. Goku, a little blushing, would smile since he had felt the attraction towards a Saiyan woman. Goku at that moment would tell himself,
"What is this that I feel? I'd never experienced it before."
Goku would give it importance, but the Saiyans had quite a unique connections, which would not be overlooked. However, this time they were all the much more greater danger, so they put aside what they both felt.
It'll be better to train in rooms designed for the training of a god or even an angel. I agree with you, Goku, but where are we going to get this kind of room? Don't worry about that. I trained with the High Priest, and at the time I wasn't able to master his techniques, but now I'm sure I'll be able to do it.
Goku at that moment would begin to access the Ultra Instinct, beginning to raise his power to the limit. At that moment, with his great power and remembering the teachings of his master, was able to form two amazing rooms. This would leave much more captivated Caulifa with felt more and more adoration and love towards Goku.
But Goku, why did you create two rooms? What do you plan to do? You, Hit, being a legendary assassin, will train Kale and Kaba, and I'll personally train Caulifa.
Hit didn't like the idea, but he'd accept anyways. At that moment, everyone entered the designated rooms. At the moment of entering, both sides, without wasting time, would train arduously. However, in the training that Goku and Caulifa that were taking, every moment were becoming much closer, until a certain day arrived at which both would give each other a kiss for the first time. Time later, in which both had continued training in the same way, some years had already passed, which Goku and Caulifa became completely close, to the point of being sure of wanting to be together.
Caulifa, I don't know what I feel, but I've never felt this way before anyone. Goku, neither have I. You're the first man I've ever felt this good with. You're very powerful. I love that about you. When this is all over, we could talk about what will happen to us. But for now, we have to increase our powers. I agree with you, Goku.
Goku in all that time had been in that place. He'd been able to teach Caulifa all the divine transformations, being able to make Caulifa reach the Ultra Instinct only when her body feels in total danger. He still didn't control it 100%. Meanwhile, with the training of Hit in both Saiyans, Kale and Kaba in the same way, had managed to master the state of a god. Kaba accessing the Super Saiyan Blue, but in the case of Kale was something totally different, because although his state was the legendary Super Saiyan, his hair color didn't change in the least.
This is strange, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that you have increased your battle level.
After 2 more years passed, and approximately 8 days had passed since they entered the outside world, Towa in the space, very badly injured on the verge of death, would be able to communicate with Akumo.
Akumo-sama, please, help me. I'm on the verge of death, and I'm not able to regenerate myself since I don't have any energy.
Akumo would say to himself,
How is this possible? Did the angel and god of some universe attack her? No, but this is no logical reason since Towa's power is capable of wiping out any angel.
At that moment, Akumo would come to his thoughts.
Yester, immediately, go to the northern end of Universe 6 and bring Towa. It seems she's on the verge of death.
But my lord, how is this possible?
I don't know, Yester, but go immediately since Towa shouldn't have too much time left.
Yester at that moment would disappear towards the point where Towa's energy was felt, which was about to disappear. At the moment of arriving, he would transmit a part of his energy, and in the same way, he would return quickly. At that moment of arriving, among the 6 rebel gods that began to pass him ki so that he would be able to recover the gift of healing. Nevertheless, one of the 6 rebel gods was bursting with anger.
I don't know who the hell you are, but I swear that I'll finish with that damned one that has left my wife in these conditions. If you mess with her, I'll finish you, you miserable one.
At that moment, the entire Universe 18 was engulfed in flames. Lightning, even the planets that were around them were turning into simple ashes.
Cantor, calm down. We don't know what happened, and clearly we'll have revenge for this, but you must calm down.
Meanwhile, in the special rooms, 2 days had passed, in which all the warriors would come out causing an incredible tremor through the 18 universes. Even such power would reach the entire realm.
Whose powers are these? But 2 of them are the ones that stood out the most.
In the 18th universe, Akuma would stand up.
This power is of a Punisher level warrior.
At that moment, Towa would open her eyes, but had an expression of absolute fear and would start screaming. Those eyes! Those eyes! I won't forget those ice cold silver eyes. I don't want to fight him anymore. He's a monster.
My dear, tell me who did this to you. I'll personally take care of ending his life.
No one can. We should never mess with him. It was better to end his life instead of sealing his power.
Back to Goku and the others.
So, Towa has arrived with the other gods. I have a surprise for you.
At that moment, Towa's body would begin to inflate like a balloon.
Infernal explosion!
A great explosion would be created all over that place where the rebel gods were. A great explosion would be created in all of the Universe 18, because the body of Towa had been filled with an incredible celestial power, only waiting for the order of Goku to be exploded completely. At that moment, Akuma and Yamoshi were the only supreme gods which were able to react. At that moment, the other 3 gods had received such explosion, being very badly injured and on the verge of death. After a few minutes and the dust ended, blood was observed all around.
Damn it! I swear we'll exterminate you. I'll avenge the death of my wife. You'll be no match for the first 2 Saiyan gods.
At that moment, both rebel gods would launch hundreds of energy arrows towards the 3 gods who were about to die.
I won't let her death be in vain. With her powers, we'll be able to still defeat that cursed one.
At that moment, all the power of the 3 gods would begin to enter the body of both gods. which their energy veins were being filled with an overwhelming power. At that moment, Yamoshi would begin to transform, even surpassing his legendary state, which gave off an unreal power. While Akumo, to release a large part of his power, would create different disasters for all 18 universes. At that same moment, his power would also be felt by the great priest Daishinkan-sama.
This power? No, this isn't possible.
The rebel gods were eliminated by the king of everything.
This must be a damn nightmare.
However, in that same instant, an incredibly amazing power would be felt by all the 18 universes. But unlike this disgusting power, the power that was felt this time was warm and angelic. That's right, Son Goku was releasing his power to the maximum, with which he would also leave Daishinkan-sama surprised.
This is the very power of Lord Goku. I can't believe it. I thought he had reached his limit and for that very reason had left. But his power now even equals the power of the rebel gods.
Returning to Goku and the warriors of Universe 6 at that time, they had all achieved great powers in which even Goku and Hit were able to defeat the Guardian Angels without any difficulty, while for Kale, Kaba, and Caulifa, it was a little difficult.
I am very proud of all you guys. Now it'll be time for us to put an end to all this, since I only feel the power of 2 rebel gods.
Their power must be amazing, since the explosion you created with your energy was on another level, and apparently the other 3 gods have died.
That's right! My Goku's amazing! He'll be the supreme god of destruction!
Goku at that moment would put on a very serious look.
I don't want to be confident because the power of both guys is still rising in an amazing way. It seems that it has no limit.
At that moment, a great roar would be made for all the divine beings falling to their knees. That's right, at this precise moment, all the powers of the 3 gods had merged completely with the power of both gods, which at that moment, with an ancient technique, were able to change dimension. And at that moment, their ki would disappear.
Apparently those guys want to dominate all the power they've obtained, and I can deduce that they have absorbed the power of their companions.
They are, Goku. Are we ready to finish with those guys?
Of course we are! They fear me, and with their help nothing and nobody will be able to confront us.
At that moment, a portal would be created in front of them. That's right, it was Daishinkan-sama.
Master, long time no see!
Goku, I can see you've recovered your ability to increase your power quickly. But tell me, what happened?
Goku at that moment began to explain everything that had happened to Daishinkan-sama, who would be very surprised that it has been their plan to steal Son Goku's power.
Goku, I've asked all the destroyer gods to stay out of all this, because even the angels have been defeated by both gods.
Don't worry, Daishinkan-sama. This time we'll be able to defeat them. They won't stand a chance against us anymore.
At that moment, Daishinkan would leave that place, a new portal would be created, and the energy was a negative one that was created in front of him, from which both gods would come out.
What? How is it possible that you trained in a matter of minutes?
It was just minutes for you, but it is an ancient technique for a reason. In that place, we trained for 15 years.
That's right.
While we're in that place, it only took 15 minutes. We controlled all our powers in 15 years. And I'll make you pay for the death of my wife.
Yamoshi at that moment would begin to increase his power to the maximum. The disasters he created were amazing, even leaving everyone surprised by the powers he felt. Daishinkan would try to return, however at that moment, it was impossible, since both gods had created a powerful barrier, which no being had the necessary power to eliminate it. At that moment, Akuma would stand in front of Goku while Yamoshi in front of Hit.
I'll finish you quickly, so between me and Akuma, torture that bastard. We'll make him beg for his life.
Goku at that moment would begin to increase his power to the maximum. That's right, he did not plan to be confident. All the planets of Universe 6 began to be destroyed by such power. That's right, at that moment the power of Goku was increasing in an amazing way. That's right, Goku has accessed his most powerful transformation so far, making him return to his most primitive state. At that moment of a great explosion could be seen Goku in his transformation of Divine Super Saiyan 4.
I'm even prepared to give my life to finish you, but in this battle, it'll be you two against us two.
At that moment, Goku quickly turned around and stretched out one of his hands, throwing a great energy towards the 3 Saiyans who were not able to dodge that attack. However, that attack was special because it was able to cross the barrier of the rebel gods.
This battle be difficult. You must not die.
Goku and Hit at that moment launched themselves against both gods, which started with a very even battle. However, even though Hit was using all his assassination techniques, it was not able to cause any great damage to Yamoshi, who in each exchange of blows was able to cause great damage to Hit. While Goku and Akumo were very evenly matched, both connected very powerful blows, which destroyed the few planets that remained of Universe 6.
The power they're giving off is incredible. Even Zeno-sama wasn't able to do anything this time, and since their powers have increased in an amazing way.
In that moment, Zeno-sama together with his guardians would arrive at Daishenkin's side.
This is a multiversal alert. The two most powerful gods are still alive, and apparently they have absorbed the power of the other gods. You're right. This time, the only one capable of doing anything against those gods is Son Goku.
Returning to the battlefield, Hit was more wounded as the battle progressed. That is, he didn't have the necessary power to continue with the battle. However, at that moment, Goku was able to send Akumo to fly. With a great kick, he'd send Yamoshi to fly.
Hit, communicate with Daishenkin. Ask all the gods and angels to give you their power so that you'll be able to continue. Even though I'm very powerful, I won't be able to face both of them at the same time, but I'll be able to distract them for 5 minutes.
I understand, Goku. Thank you for this opening you've given me.
At that moment, Hit was beginning to communicate with all the divine beings so that they would give him some of their powers. At that moment, all the divine beings gave him a single drop of their energy sea. Yamoshi was the first to notice, trying to stop him. However, Goku was not a warrior who can easily be defeated. That is, Goku was fighting a battle of both gods.
Damn worm! Get this! Galactic Devourer!
At that moment, an incredible power would come out of Yamoshi's mouth, which was directed towards Goku, who at that last second was able to use teleportation, appearing to the side of Kumo, managing to give him a sneaky blow, while with the three Saiyans they were furious, because they didn't let them participate in this incredible battle.
Damn it! Goku doesn't trust the power I've obtained.
Caulifa, you're the most powerful Saiyan warrior I've ever met, and I'm sure it's not the reason, but we must trust Mr. Goku. At that moment, Hit was filling with amazing power. Goku's doing everything necessary to withstand against both rebel gods. However, his whole body was wearing out in an incredible way. At that moment, a powerful power had rumbled the entire Universe 6. At that moment, Hit was blasted with blows that could send flying hundreds of meters across the universe.
Goku, use the same technique you used against Jiren. I'll distract them enough, because even with his power, I won't be able to defeat them.
Got it, Hit. I'm counting on you.
Goku at that moment would return to his base state, starting to gather a great amount of energy. That's right, Goku was forming the Genkidama. At that moment, all the beings of the 18 universes began to send great parts of their powers to be able to finish with the life of both supreme gods.
Gods and angels, Son Goku needs our help, so let's give him all the power we can, because if they fall, all the universes will be destroyed.
At that moment, millions of energies began to form the ultimate technique of Goku. That's right, all the universes were sending their power to Goku.
Son Goku, you have the most powerful warrior of all the universes. To you I entrust my power. Mortal of Universe 7, who will even become a supreme god, you have my full support. Get all the power of the destroyer god of Universe 11.
That's right, all the gods and angels in the same way began to send their power. Goku's technique was increasing in size rapidly. While Hit was in a brutal battle between the two rebel gods, this time, Hit was able to cause incredible damage to both beings. That's right, the power he possessed was unbelievable.
Damn it, we must do something, because if that guy completes his technique, he'll be able to finish this off completely. I agree with you, so we must finish this wretch off quickly.
Both gods, in spite of using their maximum power, they were not able to overcome Hit's incredible defense. However, his power was decreasing every minute, and with this, the effectiveness of his blows was decreasing as well. At that moment, Yamoshi was able to connect a strong blow which would send Hit to fly to a planet, being very badly wounded.
I'll not let Son Goku be interrupted. He must complete his technique.
hit at that moment again, would throw himself against the gods, but this time he was no longer able to do anything. That is, he would fall to the ground on the verge of death. Without being able to do anything, both warriors at that moment would charge an amazing power, throwing it towards Goku. However, at that moment, something amazing would be observed throughout the universes. That's right, Goku is absorbing the power of Genkidama, raising his ki to incredible levels. So much so that even his power had disappeared for everyone. Goku had been able to take his power to the level beyond a king of everything. At that moment, Goku with his simple aura was able to disintegrate all the power of both gods.
Thank you very much, 18 universes. And to you, Hit, you gave me the necessary time to create my technique. Now you can leave the rest to me.
Goku at that moment, without wasting time, would launch himself against both gods, starting to give them a great beating, which were not able to observe the blows of Goku since his speed was amazing.
This power will not last long. It'll be better to finish them once and for all. Receives this, Divine Dragon God!
At that moment, an incredible dragon of white color was able to be observed by all the universes, even destroying the barrier of the gods. Both gods would carry a power, but the attack of Goku was on another level, being able to destroy everything around him, even ending the life of the two beings more powerful than a king of everything.
Finally, it's over!
Tell me, what is your wish?
I wish that you bring to life all the beings that the rebel gods killed.
At that moment, the eyes of the Great Dragon would be unlimited, being able to bring to life even all the Z warriors. Zeno-sama at that moment would also name Goku as the new super god of destruction. At that moment, Beerus and Whis would also arrive.
Mr. Goku, I congratulate you for your new position as super god of destruction.
Kakarot always trusted you. You're a pride of our race.
This is how Goku had become the new super god of destruction, next to Caulifa, with whom he wished to have a full and lasting life. After the terrifying moment that the Z warriors had experienced, Goku and Vegeta realized that Beerus and Whis were not on Earth. They had disappeared just moments before the shadow creatures appeared on Earth. This is because Daishinkan discovered that Zeno-sama had been killed by his father and immediately summoned all the angels and gods of destruction. In the majestic realm of all, Daishinkan, the high priest, summoned all the angels and gods of destruction of the existing universes. The atmosphere in the hall was unusually tense, and concern was reflected in the faces of those present. Daishinkan, with his usual calmness, prepared to share the disturbing truth he had discovered.
Angels and gods of destruction, the time has come to face a powerful truth. Zeno-sama, our beloved king of all, has been slain.
Silence fell over the hall. The angels and the gods of destruction exchanged looks of disbelief and dismay. No one expected that such a tragedy could occur, especially at the hands of someone so powerful.
My investigation revealed that the one responsible for this abominable act was Zeno-sama's own father.
The news resounded like a somber echo in the room. Everyone present processed the shocking revelation. The omnipresent figure of Zeno-sama, the supreme deity, had been shattered by his own protagonist. Mohito, Sidra's angel, spoke in a worried voice. How is it possible that a being as powerful as Zeno-sama's father could have committed such an act?
That is a question for which I still have no answers. But now we must face the consequences of this event. The stability of the multiverse is in danger.
Arak, the god of destruction of Quitella, asked,
"And what measures will we take in the face of this threat? What'll happen to the throne of Zeno-sama?"
That is a question we must discuss and resolve. For now, the throne remains empty, and our duty is to maintain peace and balance. But before we make hasty decisions, we need to fully understand the magnitude of this situation.
Beerus and Whis prepared to inform the gods of destruction and angels of all universes about what they had witnessed while on planet Earth with Goku and Vegeta. The hall of the realm of everything was filled with celestial beings, each one expectant and worried about the news they were about to receive.
Attention everyone! We have crucial information to share about the events that have been unfolded.
Before we are summoned here, the father of Zeno-sama appeared on all the planets of the multiverse. Surprise was reflected on the faces of those present. Murmurs and whispers filled the room, as the gods of destruction and angels exchanged looks of disbelief. His visit was not simply to report the death of Zeno-sama. He announced the holding of the tournament that would determine the survival of the planets in each universe. Additional rumors filled the room, creating a constant buzz of concern. The gods of destruction and angels wanted to understand the implications of such an announcement. He informed the rules of the tournament and the intentions behind such a competition, but it's necessary that we all work together to get answers and face this threat. It is time to join forces and overcome this crisis. The fate of our universes is at stake. As the gods and angels absorbed the gravity of the situation, in every corner of the hall of the realm of everything, conversations and plans were brewing to confront the mysterious tournament that threatened to upset the balance of the multiverse. Uncertainty hung in the air, but the determination of the divine beings was determined to face the unknown that lay ahead. In the Hall of Everything, Daishinkan, the High Priest, sensed the imminent arrival of extremely powerful entities heading for the different planets of the multiverse. His face reflected seriousness as he prepared to inform all the angels and gods of destruction present of the coming threat. Gods and angels of destruction, the time has come to face a new and challenging threat. Entities of great power are headed towards the planets of our universes, and their goal seems to be a direct confrontation with the strongest warriors of each world. The expressions of those present became serious. Aware of the gravity of the situation, Daishinkan continued with determination. It's crucial that we move quickly to protect the strongest warriors of each planet, regardless of which universe they belong to. The threat we face does not respect universal boundaries, and we must act with unity to preserve the balance. Vados, the Angel of Champa, raised his hand. How do you plan for us to move, Daishinkan? We each have responsibilities in our universes. I understand the complexity of this situation, but the magnitude of this threat requires immediate action. I suggest that every angel and god of destruction move to the planets threatened by this unknown force. We must prevent the strongest warriors from being defeated before we can fully understand our enemies. Sounds like a sensible plan, Daishinkan. If we all work together, we can protect our warriors and gain more information about these powerful entities. Each angel and god of destruction nodded in agreement, accepting the need to act immediately. They moved quickly to the various planets, casting aside universal barriers in a joint effort to safeguard the multiverse. May the wisdom and power of each of you guide this effort. Let us not underestimate this new threat. Our duty is to protect the existence of our universes. With those words, the angels and gods of destruction dispersed, leaving the Hall of All in preparation to face a challenge that transcended universal boundaries and demanded the collaboration of all divine beings. Uncertainty hung in the air, but determination to preserve the balance of the multiverse guided the powerful beings in their joint mission. The angels and gods of destruction quickly teleported to the threatened planets, each determined to protect the strongest warriors on the various planets. In the blink of an eye, the skies lit up with flashes of divine energy as Awamo and Ewin, Cognac and Quitella, Matanu and Geen, Wissambiris, and the other angels and gods of destruction headed toward their assigned destinations. The planet Thraxis Nocturne lay peaceful in the corner of the cosmos, its nocturnal luminosity radiating a tranquility that was about to be disturbed. In the vast space, Awamo the angel, with his small book in hand, and his god of destruction Ewin, an imposing figure with a stern gaze, detected the arrival of a shadow creature, a minion of Zeno-sama's father. The creature, shrouded in malevolent darkness, descended with malevolent determination towards Thraxis Nocturne. Ewin, without hesitation, deployed his energy of destruction while Awano stood by, hoping to resolve the conflict without a bath of chaos. Creature, your darkness will not be tolerated in this realm. Stop your destructive plans. The shadow creature emanated a guttural growl, its presence emanating an unnatural energy that distorted the space around it. The space battle began with an explosion of opposing forces. Ewin launched destructive beams, while Awamo used his speed to dodge the attacks and assess the situation.
Ewan, this creature's stronger than we imagined. We must be cautious.
I know, Owamo, but we can't let him destroy Thraxis Nocturne. We must give our best.
The shadow creature, agile and evasive, responded to the attacks with dark energy waves that distorted space. The battle spread across the firmament, leaving traces of destructive energy in its wake. Ewan tried to anticipate the creature's movements. However, the shadow creature proved to be agile and adaptive, countering every strategy with an unmatched dark force.
Our conventional methods don't work. Ewan, we need to combine our forces.
I agree, Owamo. It's time to show them the true power of destruction.
Owamo and Ewan merged their energies, creating a flash of light that defied the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, perceiving the threat, intensified its own energy, generating a collision of cosmic forces that shook space itself. The battle reached a fever pitch, with cosmic explosions lighting up the scene as Owamo and Ewan struggled to contain the darkness. The struggle took place not only on the physical plane, but also on the spiritual one, where the will to protect Thraxis Nocturne was pitted against the ruthless ambition of the shadow creature. The fusion of Owamo and Ewan unleashed a dazzling energy that eclipsed even the nocturnal luminosity of Thraxis Nocturne. The gold and violet glow enveloped the divine couple as they prepared to face the dark threat looming over the peaceful planet.
It's time to show the true extent of our power, Owamo.
The shadow creature, aware of the growing threat, rushed towards them with supernatural speed. Owamo, with his keen perception, anticipated every movement of the creature, allowing the couple to dodge its onslaughts with heavenly elegance.
Keep calm, Ewan. We must synchronize our movements to counteract their darkness.
Ewan nodded and unleashed a series of destructive energy blasts that lit up the space around him. However, the shadow creature responded with amazing agility, dodging every attack with meandering movements. The battle became a cosmic game of strategy and speed. The angel Owamo and the god of destruction Ewan soon realized that in order to defeat this entity, they would need a coordinated attack that transcended the limits of their individual abilities. In a moment of perfect timing, they unleashed a gale of combined energy. Owamo channeled the energy of destruction while Ewan released violet flashes of destruction.
Focus your energy, Owamo. Let's get rid of this darkness once and for all.
Owamo nodded and joined the attack with determination. The fused energy of both angel and god turned into a spear of golden and violet light that pierced through space with an impressive speed. The shadow creature, caught in the torrent of power, let out a heart-rending howl as it was enveloped by the luminosity. The impact was abysmal, generating an expansive wave that shook the cosmos. The darkness that enveloped the creature began to dissipate, revealing its twisted and weakened form. Owamo and Ewan, exhausted but triumphant, stood on guard ready for any eventuality.
We have managed to contain their darkness, but we can't let our guard down.
The shadow creature, now visibly weakened, recoiled before the imposing presence of Owamo and Ewan. The light had prevailed over the darkness in the cosmic corner of Thraxis Nocturne. The divine couple remained firm in their duty to protect the planet that this creature wanted to destroy. However, the battle was not yet over, and the fates of the planets remained uncertain in the vastness of space. After the shocked combined attack of Owamo and Ewan, the space around Thraxis Nocturne was vibrating with the residual energy of the cosmic battle. The shadow creature, apparently weakened, remained suspended in the cosmic void, enveloped in a dark glow that seemed to absorb the surrounding light. The divine couple watched cautiously, aware that the fate of Thraxis Nocturne was still hung in the cosmic balance.
Ewan, something's not right. The darkness of that creature seems to be getting stronger instead of weaker. It seems that our attack has absorbed by her, but it shouldn't be possible. How can he transform our energy of destruction to his own power?
The shadow creature, now surrounded by a more intense aura, began to change its shape. Its twisted figure became more defined. His eyes shone with a malevolent lucidity. The darkness emanating from her was becoming denser, distorting the space around her.
You have underestimated my true potential, angel and god of destruction. Your energy has strengthened me beyond your comprehension.
The divine couple prepared for what was to come next, aware that the threat they faced had evolved. The shadow creature, now empowered by the absorbed energy, charged towards them with renewed speed and ferocity.
We need to be more cautious, Ewan. It seems that every blow we inflict makes her stronger.
Understood, Owamo, but we can't allow this darkness to devour Thraxis Nocturne.
The battle resumed with increased intensity. The shadow creature attacked with bursts of dark energy that cut through space, while Owamo and Ewan responded with flashes of golden and violet light. The cosmic dance of lights and shadows painted an epic picture in the vastness of the universe. Each blow and backlash echoed like thunder in space, distorting reality itself. Owamo, with his keen perception, tried to anticipate the movements of the dark creature, but the dark entity proved to be unpredictable. Ewan, with his energy of destruction, sought to weaken the creature, but his attacks seemed to be absorbed and turned into an additional source of power.
Every time we hit her, her power increases. We can't go on like this.
We must find a way to counteract his ability to absorb our energy. Do you have any ideas, Owamo?
Owamo pondered for a moment, his angelic mind working in search of a solution. Meanwhile, the shadow creature, aware of its opponent's confusion, took the opportunity to launch a surprise attack. A wave of dark energy enveloped Owamo and Ewan, distorting their perception and weakening their defenses.
Your resistance is useless. I am the embodiment of darkness. His light cannot prevail before me.
The situation was becoming more and more desperate for the divine couple as they struggled to resist the shadow creature's attacks. Owamo turned his attention to the small book he always carried with him. An idea began to form in his mind.
Ewan, I think I have an idea, but we need to synchronize our attacks in a different way.
Explain yourself, Owamo.
Owamo explained his plan to Ewan, who nodded in understanding. Both God and Angel prepared to put their strategy into practice. The shadow creature, confident in its superiority, launched into the attack again, but this time Owamo and Ewan were ready to respond differently.
Now, Ewan, combine your energy of destruction with mine in a more controlled way.
Ewan nodded and channeled his energy to Owamo, who, in turn, merged it with his. Instead of launching a direct attack, they created a sphere of combined light and energy that floated between them.
Do you think this tactic will change the outcome? We'll see.
The energy sphere began to slowly expand, emanating a glowing light that contrasted the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, curious but confident, watched the development with disdain.
The fused power is not only destructive, but it also has properties that counteract its absorption capacity.
The combined energy sphere, now reaching its maximum expansion, released a wave of light and energy that enveloped the shadow creature. This time, instead of absorbing the power, the darkness that characterized her began to dissipate.
What is this? My power should not be weakened. We create an energy that goes beyond destruction and creation, one that neutralizes the darkness that you're trying to absorb.
The shadow creature, weakened by Owamo and Ewan's strategic counterattack, retreated as the combined energy sphere continued to exert its effect. The light emanating from the sphere began to purify the darkness surrounding the entity, revealing its original form before corruption.
It seems our tactic's working, but we must make sure we contain it completely.
We can't let our guard down. Let's continue with the strategy until the creature's completely neutralized.
The space battle continued, but this time Owamo and Ewan had the upper hand. His sphere of combined energy continued to exert its purifying effect, dispelling the darkness that threatened Thraxis Nocturne. With each passing moment, the shadow creature grew weaker. The light of hope began to shine in the corner of the cosmos that was once on the verge of destruction. The shadow creature, weakened by Owamo and Ewan's strategy, retreated into space, its distorted form twisting as the combined energy sphere continued to purify the darkness that enveloped it. In a desperate attempt to regain his strength, the shadow creature began to explore its surroundings, looking for an opportunity to turn the situation in his favor.
My power is weakened here. I need to find a place where darkness prevails.
While exploring, the shadow creature noticed something that favored him. His eyes flashed with malevolent anticipation as he discovered that this world was called Thraxis Nocturne because it was a planet plunged into shadows. The dark entity smiled malevolently as he realized that this planet could provide the darkness needed to revitalize his power.
Ha 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 ha! Thraxis Nocturne, a feast of darkness awaits me!
With amazing speed, the shadow creature launched itself towards the planet, traversing space with great speed. Awamo and Ewin, aware of his intentions, followed closely, determined to stop any attempt by the shadow creature to plunge into the darkness of the planet. As the creature approached Thraxis Nocturne, the darkness of the planet seemed to intensify, as if responding to its presence. The planet's nighttime atmosphere shone with a faint luminosity, offering a fascinating contrast to the surrounding stars.
Ewin, we must prevent the creature from being filled with dark power. If she succeeds, it'll be even more difficult to stop her. Understood, Awamo. We'll not allow the darkness of this planet to fall into the hands of that entity.
The shadow creature descended on Thraxis Nocturne with a terrifying impetus. As she approached, the darkness seemed to take her in, enveloping her with a gloomy welcome. The shadow creature began to absorb the darkness of the planet, its twisted form vibrating with a new energy as it filled with the essence of Thraxis Nocturne.
Ha 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 ha! Yes, this darkness will strengthen me. Nothing can stop me now.
Awamo and Ewin, wasting no time, headed towards the shadow creature, determined to stop its advance before it became unstoppable. The battle in the shadows of Thraxis Nocturne was about to take a very drastic turn.
We cannot allow this darkness to completely corrupt this creature. We must stop her before she becomes invincible. Your previous strategy was effective, Awamo. Let's keep working together to counter his power.
Deep in the shadows of Thraxis Nocturne, the intense presence of the absorbing shadow creature did not go unnoticed by the most powerful warriors on the planet. Turles, Bardock, Raditz, Frieza, and his brother Cooler felt the darkness increasing around them and, with a mixture of amazement and concern, headed toward the epicenter of the threat.
Something's not right. The darkness in this place is getting denser.
Whatever it is, we cannot let it threaten Thraxis Nocturne. Let's investigate.
The warriors moved nimbly across the gloomy terrain, advancing towards the source of the darkness. As they got closer, the atmosphere became heavier, as if the shadow itself wanted to resist their advance.
The darkness is different. I feel a strange pressure. I'm not afraid of the dark, but this is unusual. Cooler, stay alert.
Understood, Frieza. Let's find out what's going on.
Suddenly, a wave of dark energy erupted before them, revealing the shadow creature that was absorbing the darkness of the planet. His twisted figure and malevolent aura were as evident as the threat he posed to Thraxis Nocturne.
Warriors of this planet, his darkness feeds me. Soon I will be unstoppable.
We won't let you destroy Thraxis Nocturne. Get ready, creature.
The warriors went on the attack, each unleashing their unique power against the dark entity. Turles unleashed his evil aura, releasing bursts of destructive energy. Bardock channeled his Saiyan fury into powerful blows, while Raditz and Cooler coordinated their attacks to create a symphony of destruction. Frieza intensifying the struggle.
This creature doesn't know who he's up against.
Your resistance is useless. Each blow only increases my power.
The shadow creature, powered by the darkness of Thraxis Nocturne, absorbed attacks with defiant ease. Each impact seemed to strengthen rather than weaken it, plunging the warriors into the disturbing reality that they were facing an enemy that fed on its own darkness.
It's not working. He's getting stronger and stronger.
We need to change our strategy. We can't let it absorb all the darkness on the planet.
While the warriors struggled to find an effective strategy, the shadow creature, with its distorted laughter, continued to absorb the darkness, becoming more and more powerful. The Battle of Thraxis Nocturne's survival was at its most critical, and the warriors knew that they had to find a solution before the dark entity became invincible. The dark aura released by the shadow creature enveloped the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne, gradually weakening them. The warriors struggled to stay on their feet as the entity's malevolent energy infiltrated their bodies, obscuring their vital forces.
This is it. Too much.
I can't let that defeat us like this.
The warriors, despite their bravery, were overcome by the darkness emanating from the aura of the shadow creature. At that critical moment, when hope seemed to be fading, a heavenly light pierced the shadows. Owamo and Ewin, the angels charged with protecting Thraxis Nocturne, arrived on the battlefield. The darkness emanating from this creature is breathtaking. We cannot allow it to take over this planet. Time to show these warriors how to fight true darkness. The angel spread his wings, and together with the god of destruction, they advanced towards the shadow creature, his presence radiating a luminosity that defied the malevolent nature of the dark aura. As it approached, the dark entities sensed the arrival of divine beings and turned to face the new threat.
More insignificant beings. His light will be devoured by my darkness. Don't underestimate the power of light. Darkness cannot resist the true essence of creation.
Owamo extended his hand, and a purifying light enveloped the battlefield, counteracting the dark effect of the creature's aura. Ewin, on the other hand, deployed the energy of destruction, creating a perfect balance between light and darkness. The shadow creature, for the first time, felt the pressure of forces that it could not easily absorb or resist. The conflict took a turn, and the battle became more intense as the angel and god of destruction faced the dark entity with the unique combination of light and destruction.
The real struggle starts now. We'll protect Thraxis Nocturne from the darkness you represent.
The fight between the angels and the shadow creature reached impressive levels, with bursts of energy illuminating the dark planet of Thraxis Nocturne. Meanwhile, the warriors, freed from the debilitating effects of the dark aura, watched the fight, hoping that their planet would not be destroyed.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like, Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.